Did you know that muscles do more than just help you lift heavy objects or perform sports movements? They also directly affect the quality of your daily life, from walking, climbing stairs, to maintaining an active lifestyle. But have you ever wondered why, despite working out diligently, you still feel like your body is getting weaker over time? Or sometimes, after just a long workday, you feel your muscles tired and stiff. The truth is, your diet and unhealthy habits can silently weaken your muscles without you even realizing it. The food you eat daily is the culprit behind the decline in your body's strength, from spiking blood sugar too quickly, causing chronic inflammation, to accumulating fat and reducing the ability to recover muscles. So how can you regain muscle strength and maintain a healthy body in the long run? In this video, I will share with you the top reasons why muscles weaken and how to effectively address them. You'll not only learn how to adjust your diet, but also how to exercise and rest correctly so your muscles stay strong, recover quickly, and maintain their flexibility. Don't miss out, because the changes you make today will determine your health in the future. Let's explore simple yet highly effective steps to regain your muscle strength. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel to get more health information and life improvement tips. And if you've ever experienced muscle weakness after eating unhealthy foods, share your story in the comments below the video. Now, let's get started. 1. Processed sugar, the silent muscle killer. Processed sugar, also known as refined sugar, is one of the concerning factors in many people's diets today. According to research from the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases, the average American consumes about 17 to 22 teaspoons of sugar daily, which is double the recommended maximum intake by nutrition experts. What's even more alarming is that most of this sugar comes from processed foods like sodas, pastries, snacks, and other fast foods. However, not only does sugar increase the risk of obesity and diabetes, but it also has a significant impact on our muscles, causing consequences that many people don't immediately recognize. When you consume processed sugar, your body has to work to digest and process the excess sugar. Initially, you may feel a quick energy boost because the sugar rapidly raises your blood sugar levels. However, the body cannot maintain this level of energy for long. The insulin levels in your body will spike to remove the sugar from the bloodstream, and soon after, your blood sugar will crash, leading to feelings of fatigue, sluggishness, and low energy. This negatively affects your muscles in many ways. Chronic inflammation. Refined sugar increases inflammation levels in the body. Chronic inflammation affects the absorption of essential nutrients for muscles like calcium and magnesium. As a result, muscles gradually weaken over time. Increased risk of muscle degeneration. When sugar boosts inflammation and affects nutrient absorption, muscles gradually lose their strength and resilience. If this condition persists, muscles will continue to weaken, leading to reduced mobility and difficulty performing daily activities. Although processed sugar can damage muscles, it can be addressed by making changes to your diet. Here are some effective measures to protect your muscles from the negative effects of processed sugar. Swap processed sugar for natural alternatives. Replace white sugar with natural alternatives like honey, maple syrup, or coconut sugar. These options provide nutrients and fiber that processed sugar lacks. Choose healthy, fiber-rich foods. Foods high in fiber, such as fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, help slow down the digestion of sugar in the body, preventing sudden spikes in blood sugar levels. Eat a balanced diet. Balance your diet with quality protein sources like chicken, fish, tofu, and nuts. Protein is essential for maintaining and building strong, healthy muscles. Avoid processed and fast foods. Carefully read food labels to avoid hidden sugars. Products like sodas, pastries, or pre-made salad dressings can contain a significant amount of sugar that you might not notice. Nutrition expert Dr. Sarah Campbell states, "One of the key factors in maintaining healthy muscles is providing all the essential nutrients the body needs. This includes avoiding processed sugars and replacing them with natural energy sources like fresh fruits and nuts." Dr. Campbell also advises that, in addition to a proper diet, regular exercise is essential for building muscle strength and maintaining long-term health. A man named John, whom I know, is 35 years old and works in technology. John was used to drinking a large soda and eating fast food every day, especially during lunch hours. At first, he felt energized after eating, but over time, he began feeling more fatigued, especially in his legs. Every time he walked or climbed stairs, he felt like he didn't have the same strength as before. One day, after meeting with a nutritionist, John realized that his diet, high in processed sugar, had weakened his muscles. He decided to change his eating habits, cut out processed foods, and start replacing refined sugar with natural products. Within just a few weeks, he felt his muscles growing stronger, his energy improved, and his legs no longer felt fatigued. Have you noticed any changes in your health after cutting down on processed sugar? Share your experience in the comments below this video. However, this is just one of the dietary factors that can impact our muscle health. Next, we'll explore another enemy that's equally dangerous to muscle strength: deep-fried foods and fast food. 2. Deep-fried foods and fast food, the hidden enemies of joints and strength. We cannot deny the appeal of fast food, especially deep-fried dishes. Foods like French fries, fried chicken, fried bread, or pizza with a crispy crust are always hard to resist. However, according to a study from Harvard University, consuming too many deep-fried foods not only negatively impacts cardiovascular health, but also weakens muscle strength and joints. Another study from the American Heart Association showed that people who frequently eat fried foods have a higher risk of developing arthritis, joint degeneration, and other musculoskeletal problems. These studies indicate that fried foods contain high amounts of trans fats, an extremely harmful type of fat that causes inflammation in the body and reduces mobility. So, why are deep-fried foods such a dangerous enemy for muscles and joints? Let's take a closer look. When you eat fried foods, trans fats and saturated fats from vegetable oils enter your body, increasing the level of inflammation. This is the main cause of damage to joints and muscles, leading to several health issues, including increased chronic inflammation. Trans fats in fried foods raise inflammation markers in the body, causing long-term damage to joints and muscles. Chronic inflammation not only reduces muscle strength, but also leads to joint issues like arthritis, pain, and swelling. Reduced blood circulation. Fried foods slow down blood circulation, meaning your muscles and joints do not receive enough oxygen and nutrients. This causes your body to feel tired and weak, especially when performing physical activities like walking or climbing stairs. Increased risk of musculoskeletal diseases. When you consume too many fried foods, your bone cells can become weaker, reducing bone density and increasing the risk of fractures. This also leads to an overall decline in your body's strength, particularly as you age. We don't have to completely give up our favorite foods, but it's crucial to change how we prepare and choose them. Here are some corrective measures. Change cooking methods. Instead of deep frying, you can try baking, steaming, or using an air fryer to keep the crispiness without harming the health of your muscles and joints. Use healthy oils. Replace vegetable oils that are high in trans fats with healthy oils like olive oil, canola oil, or avocado oil. These oils help protect your joints and improve muscle strength. Eat fresh whole foods. Minimize the consumption of processed foods and fast food. Instead, focus on fresh foods like vegetables, fruits, lean meats, and nuts. These foods provide essential nutrients for maintaining muscle strength and flexibility. Reduce salt and sugar intake. Salt and sugar are also factors that contribute to increased inflammation in the body. Reducing foods high in salt, like packaged French fries, sodas, and processed foods, will help reduce the risk of arthritis and protect your muscle health. Dr. James Lee, a nutrition and sports expert, emphasizes that maintaining a healthy diet directly affects muscle and joint strength. He advises, limit deep-fried foods and fast food. Instead, opt for cooking methods with less fat like baking, steaming, or using an air fryer. Olive oil in particular is a great choice for maintaining joint and muscle health. Dr. Lee also points out that in addition to a proper diet, regular exercise, especially strength and flexibility training for joints, is crucial for long-term health protection. Let's look at the story of Alex, a 32-year-old office worker. Alex frequently ate fast food like burgers, pizza, and French fries for lunch. Initially, he didn't feel any issues, but over time, he began feeling more fatigued. Especially, his legs and knees felt stiff and painful after long working hours. After visiting a doctor and a nutritionist, Alex realized that his diet was the main cause of his condition. He decided to change his eating habits, switching to healthier food preparation methods and limiting deep-fried dishes. After a few weeks, he felt healthier, his knees no longer ached, and he could work more effectively. Your diet is not only affected by fried foods, but also by many other factors that impact muscle strength. The next section will explore another dangerous enemy, processed meats. 3. Processed meats, the hidden danger. Processed meats, including foods like sausages, ham, cold cuts, bacon, and canned meats, are a staple in many households' diets. According to data from the World Health Organization, WHO, around 2 million people die each year due to diseases related to unhealthy diets. And processed meats make up a significant portion of these cases. While processed meats provide a convenient and easy source of protein, excessive consumption of these foods can have severe impacts on health, especially for muscles and joints. According to a study by the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, consuming processed meats can increase the risk of colon cancer by up to 18%. Additionally, some studies suggest that people who consume a lot of processed meats are more likely to develop cardiovascular diseases and joint problems. So, why are processed meats dangerous to our health, particularly for muscles and joints? The first issue is high salt and preservatives. One of the main reasons processed meats pose a health risk is because they contain high levels of salt, up to 3 to 4 grams of salt per 100 grams of product, while the daily recommended intake for the body is only about 2.3 grams. This high salt content can cause water retention, reduce the effectiveness of blood circulation, and prevent muscles from receiving the oxygen and nutrients they need. Moreover, processed meats also contain preservatives like nitrates and nitrites, which have been shown to have long-term harmful effects on health. Chronic inflammation. The preservatives in salt and processed meats are major contributors to inflammation in the body. Chronic inflammation is a key factor in causing muscle and joint pain, weakening the ability to recover and reducing muscle strength. When the body is constantly dealing with inflammation, muscle and joint tissues become weakened and more susceptible to damage. Increased risk of cardiovascular diseases and cancer. According to research from the American Heart Association, AHA, consuming too many processed meats can increase the risk of cardiovascular diseases, high blood pressure, and infections. Additionally, the WHO has recognized processed meats as one of the risk factors for colon cancer because preservatives and nitrates in meats can turn into carcinogenic compounds in the body. Contains saturated fats and trans fats. Processed meats also contain a large amount of saturated fats and trans fats, both of which are harmful to the body. These fats raise the levels of bad cholesterol, LDL, and lower the levels of good cholesterol, HDL, which negatively affects cardiovascular health and reduces blood circulation, further weakening muscles and joints. So, how can we reduce these risks? Right here, I'll share some strategies with you. But before we continue, if you're still with me, leave a number 5 to interact with me. Let's continue. The first solution I want to mention: replace processed meats with fresh protein sources. One of the easiest ways to improve health is by replacing processed meats with fresh meats like chicken, fish, beef, or plant-based protein sources like tofu and beans. These foods are not only good for cardiovascular health, but also help maintain healthy muscles and flexible joints. Choose processed meats with less salt and no preservatives. If you can't completely give up processed meats, opt for those with less salt and no preservatives like nitrates and nitrites. Some brands now offer organic processed meat products with lower salt content, helping to minimize the negative impact on health. Eat a balanced and varied diet. Include more vegetables, fruits, and whole grains in your daily diet. These foods provide fiber and vitamins and help the body reduce inflammation, protecting joints and muscles from the negative effects of processed meats. Reduce the consumption of processed foods and fast food. Limit the consumption of processed foods and fast food because they not only contain high amounts of salt and preservatives, but also increase the risk of chronic diseases. Try making meals at home to ensure better health and nutritional quality. Dr. Linda Gray, a nutrition and public health expert, shares, processed meats can offer convenience, but carry many long-term health risks. Overconsumption of processed meats can harm the body in many ways, especially concerning the muscular and joint systems. Replace them with fresh, nutrient-dense foods like fish, lean meats, and legumes, while maintaining a balanced and healthy diet for long-term health protection. Let's look at the story of Michael, a 35-year-old office worker from New York. Michael is a busy person So he often eats fast food and processed meats like sausages and cold cuts in his meals. At first, he didn't notice any problems, but gradually he started feeling weaker. His knee joints became painful, especially after sitting for long periods or moving around a lot. He also felt tired and lacked energy every day. After visiting the doctor, Michael was advised to change his eating habits. He decided to gradually reduce his processed meat intake and start preparing fresh food at home. After a few weeks, Michael began to notice positive changes. His knees no longer hurt, he felt stronger, and he could engage in physical activities more easily. What do you think about replacing processed meats with fresh meats and healthier foods? Have you tried making such changes? However, your diet is not only influenced by processed foods, but also by other factors. The next part will explore the effects of foods containing too much sodium on muscle health and effective preventive measures. 4. High sodium foods. Weakening muscle strength. Sodium, also known as salt, is an essential component of the diet that helps the body maintain fluid balance and nerve function. However, consuming too much sodium, especially from high-sodium foods like processed foods, fast food, and canned foods, can lead to serious consequences, including the weakening of muscle and joint strength. According to statistics from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, the average American consumes about 3.4 grams of sodium daily, more than double the recommended maximum of 1.5 grams per day. A study from the American Heart Association, AHA, shows that excessive sodium intake is a leading cause of high blood pressure, water retention, and impaired muscle function. Not only that, but excess sodium also reduces blood circulation and decreases the body's ability to absorb essential nutrients for muscle health. So why does consuming high sodium foods weaken muscles? Reduced blood circulation. When you consume too much salt, the body starts to retain water in order to balance sodium levels in the blood. This leads to swelling and particularly the narrowing of blood vessels. Poor circulation prevents muscles from receiving the oxygen and nutrients they need, weakening muscle strength and causing fatigue. Increased risk of muscle cramps and pain. Excessive sodium intake also disrupts the body's mineral balance, especially potassium, a vital element for muscle function. Potassium deficiency leads to muscle cramps, spasms, and soreness, particularly during physical activity. Decreased muscle recovery. Too much sodium not only slows blood circulation, but also affects the body's ability to recover muscles after physical activity. This prevents muscles from regenerating quickly, leading to prolonged fatigue and decreased exercise performance. Increased blood pressure and weakening of the body. One of the most serious effects of excessive sodium intake is high blood pressure. High blood pressure forces organs and tissues in the body to work harder to maintain function, which causes long-term damage to muscles and mobility. So, how can we minimize these risks? Here are 5 highly effective methods I think you should adopt. Reduce consumption of processed foods and fast food. Processed foods and fast food are major sources of high sodium levels. Reduce the intake of these foods in your daily diet. Instead, choose meals prepared from fresh ingredients, which will allow you to better control your sodium intake. Carefully, read food labels. Many foods that seem healthy may actually contain hidden sodium. For example, bread, frozen foods, and even certain seasonings can contain significant amounts of salt. Read food labels carefully to ensure you're consuming foods with low sodium content. Cook meals at home. A great way to reduce sodium in your diet is by preparing meals at home. When you cook at home, you can control how much salt is added and use natural seasonings like garlic, onions, lemon, or herbs to enhance flavor without needing salt. Increase potassium and magnesium-rich foods to effectively balance sodium levels in your body. Add more potassium and magnesium-rich foods to your diet. Foods like bananas, sweet potatoes, leafy greens, and chia seeds are excellent sources that help maintain muscle strength and prevent cramps. Drink plenty of water. Ensure your body stays hydrated, especially when consuming foods high in salt. Water helps the kidneys process and eliminate excess sodium from the body, thereby minimizing the negative effects on muscles and joints. Dr. Mark Wilson, a nutrition and sports expert, shares, sodium is an essential element for the body, but when consumed in excess, it can have serious adverse effects on muscles and joints. Reducing sodium intake and replacing it with fresh, nutrient-dense foods is one of the best ways to maintain long-term muscle health. Additionally, drinking enough water and supplementing with potassium and magnesium will help balance sodium levels effectively in the body. Let's look at the story of David, a 28-year-old athlete who participates in marathons. David frequently ate processed meals and fast food due to his demanding training schedule. At first, he felt his body was stable and he could complete his workouts without any issues. However, during a major marathon, he started feeling fatigued quickly. His muscles became sore and he couldn't recover quickly. After consulting with a nutritionist, David realized that his diet contained too much sodium from processed foods. He decided to change his diet, gradually reducing his salt intake and focusing on fresh foods like vegetables, fruits, and lean meats. After a few weeks, David felt positive changes. His muscles recovered, his knees no longer hurt, and he could complete his workouts without excessive fatigue, even achieving a top performance in his next marathon. The consumption of high sodium foods can directly affect the health of our muscles and joints. However, the diet is not only influenced by the salt content in foods, but also by many other factors. The next part will help you explore another harmful factor for muscles: refined carbohydrates. Stay tuned for the next part to understand how these foods weaken muscles and learn effective remedies. 5. Refined carbohydrates. Stealing muscle strength. Carbohydrates, also known as starch, are the primary energy source for the body. However, not all carbohydrates have the same effect on health, especially muscle strength. Refined carbohydrates, found in many foods such as white bread, white pasta, pastries, and processed cereals, are one of the causes of muscle weakening. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, carbohydrates make up about 45 to 65% of the total energy in our diets. However, most of us consume too many refined carbohydrates, leading to a sudden spike in blood sugar, followed by a rapid drop, which significantly impacts muscle strength and recovery. A study from Harvard University found that people who consume high amounts of refined carbohydrates have a higher risk of cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, and obesity. Moreover, these studies also indicate that refined carbohydrates can reduce muscle strength, causing the body to become fatigued and gradually weaker over time. So why do refined carbohydrates negatively affect muscle strength? Quick spike in blood sugar and energy crash. When consuming refined carbohydrates, the body absorbs sugar into the bloodstream rapidly, leading to a spike in blood sugar levels. While you may feel energized immediately, the blood sugar levels drop quickly after a short period, causing fatigue, sluggishness, and weakness. This leaves muscles without the energy needed to perform physical activities. Stimulate inflammation and reduce recovery ability. Refined carbohydrates can stimulate an inflammatory response in the body. Chronic inflammation decreases the body's ability to recover muscles after exercise and weakens muscles over time. Inflammation also reduces the body's ability to absorb necessary nutrients for muscles, such as protein and essential vitamins. Reduced fat burning and muscle protection. When the body consumes too many refined carbohydrates, insulin levels in the blood rise, leading the body to store fat rather than burn energy. This prevents muscles from being maintained at a healthy level, leading to muscle loss over time. Increased fat accumulation and reduced muscle strength. Refined carbohydrates cause an increase in insulin levels, prompting the body to store fat instead of burning it. This process not only increases body fat, but also decreases muscle mass, as the body reduces fat breakdown and increases energy storage, affecting long-term muscle strength. Here are 4 ways I suggest to address these risks, which I think you should not miss. Replace refined carbohydrates with whole grains. Instead of consuming foods with refined carbohydrates, you can replace them with whole grain sources like brown rice, quinoa, whole grain bread, and whole cereals. These foods contain more fiber and help maintain stable blood sugar levels, providing long-lasting energy for the body. Choose low glycemic carbohydrates. Foods with a low glycemic index help the body absorb sugar gradually into the blood, maintaining stable energy levels and reducing fatigue. Low glycemic foods include vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. Add fiber to your diet. Fiber found in vegetables, fruits, and whole grains not only helps control blood sugar, but also supports digestion and reduces inflammation in the body. A fiber-rich diet will help maintain muscle health and improve recovery after exercise. Maintain a balanced diet. To ensure the body has enough energy for physical activities without weakening muscles, you need to maintain a balanced diet, including quality protein sources like lean meat, fish, eggs, and healthy fats like olive oil, canola oil, and nuts. Dr. Andrew Miller, a sports nutrition expert, states that consuming too many refined carbohydrates can lead to muscle weakness and increase the risk of inflammation in the body. Dr. Miller shares, refined carbohydrates can quickly deplete your energy and cause prolonged fatigue. To maintain muscle strength and sustainable energy, you need to choose healthy carbohydrate sources, such as whole grains and fiber-rich foods. Dr. Miller also emphasizes that, in addition to replacing refined carbohydrates, combining a healthy diet with regular exercise will help maintain long-term health and optimize muscle recovery. Let's look at the story of Robert, a 30-year-old man working in technology. Robert loves refined carbohydrate foods like white bread, pastries, and pasta. He didn't notice any issues for a long time, but gradually he began feeling more fatigued and lacking energy. When participating in a sports competition, Robert noticed that he couldn't maintain energy throughout the event, and his muscles felt stiff and weak. After consulting with a nutritionist, he realized that his diet, which contained too many refined carbohydrates, was the main cause of his condition. Robert decided to change his eating habits. replacing refined carbohydrate foods with whole grains, vegetables, and fruits. After a while, he felt stronger, could participate in sports activities without feeling exhausted, and his muscle strength recovered noticeably. Excessive consumption of refined carbohydrates can negatively impact our muscle strength. However, a diet is not only influenced by refined carbohydrates, but also by other factors. Regaining muscle strength before it's too late. Healthy muscles are not only a symbol of physical strength, but also a crucial factor that helps us maintain flexibility and mobility in our daily lives. However, in a world full of unhealthy eating habits, our muscles can weaken without us even realizing it. Foods containing processed sugars, deep-fried foods, processed meats, high-sodium foods, and refined carbohydrates can quietly weaken our muscles, causing fatigue, soreness, and reducing our ability to move. Therefore, regaining muscle strength through changes in diet and lifestyle is very important, and it's never too late to start. Our muscles not only help us lift, pull, and push, but they also directly affect activities like walking, climbing stairs, and performing daily tasks. When muscles weaken, not only does physical health suffer, but the quality of our lives also decreases. Muscle loss leads to slower recovery, increased risk of injury, and difficulties in performing daily physical activities. In addition, muscle strength also affects digestion and metabolism. A body with healthy muscles can burn energy more efficiently, helping maintain a healthy weight and reducing the risk of cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, and other chronic health problems. Measures to regain muscle strength. Adjust your diet. For muscles to recover and grow, we need to provide essential nutrients like protein, vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats. Foods like lean meats, fish, eggs, beans, nuts, and a variety of vegetables and fruits are excellent choices. Limit processed foods and fast food, and replace refined carbohydrates with whole grains to help maintain long-term muscle strength. Exercise regularly. Nothing replaces regular exercise to strengthen muscles. Workouts such as weightlifting, cardio, yoga, and bodyweight exercises will help develop and maintain muscle mass. The key is consistency and exercising properly to avoid injury and achieve the best results. Get enough sleep and reduce stress. Sleep is a vital factor that helps muscles recover and regenerate after workouts. Additionally, managing stress and maintaining a calm mindset positively impacts muscle health and overall well-being. Hydrate your body. Make sure to keep your body properly hydrated, especially when exercising or consuming high-sodium foods. Water helps transport nutrients to muscles and flush out toxins, keeping the body energized and aiding quick recovery. Dr. Robert Smith, a sports nutrition expert, says a healthy body starts with nourishing the muscles. When you provide the necessary nutrients, combined with proper exercise and rest, your muscles will not only stay strong, but also recover quickly and maintain strength over the long term. Don't let unhealthy eating habits and lifestyle choices take a toll on your health. Start making changes today so your body can benefit. So, in today's video, we've explored the importance of maintaining muscle strength and how to improve and restore muscle health before it's too late. Changing your diet, exercising regularly, getting enough sleep, and reducing stress will help you maintain a healthy and resilient body. Remember, muscle strength not only helps you perform physical activities, but is also the key to maintaining long-term health. Don't let bad habits weaken your body. Start changing today and see the difference. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more valuable health information. Leave your questions or comments below the video. We're always here to help. See you in the next videos